Black men blame and mock black women for lowest marriage rate amongst other women.
Black women are single because they want to get paid for being in a relationship.
I just love when these zesty pookies let their DSLs write a check that their bussy can't cash, because I get to use their ignorance as a teachable moment. Okay, first of all, yes, black males have the lowest marriage rates out of all men, just like black women have the lowest marriage rates out of all women.
However, you're leaving an essential part out, and that's that men control access to marriage. So if black men aren't asking black women to marry them, that says more about the women, not the men. And black men are marrying at a higher rate outside of their race more than black women.
I don't agree with him. It says more on both genders. If a woman refuses to marry a man and a man is ready to marry, there's no way the man is going to force himself on the woman. If a woman wants to marry a man and the man doesn't want to marry her, the woman is also not going to force herself on the man. So saying that the fact that a man controls marriage means that the fault is on the woman, I don't agree with that. He also said black men are marrying at a higher rate outside of their race more than black women. It's not about how fast you're marrying. It's not about the speed of the rate or something. The question here is this: what is the marriage like? The quality of the marriage. Are you sustaining the marriage? What is your behavior in that marriage? Is it a forever something for you, or are you getting divorced? Let's hear what the statistics has to say.
It's an interesting statistic. White guys view black women differently than black guys. And these statistics don't lie. Interracial divorce rates. This is pretty interesting. A black man and a white woman are 200% more likely to be divorced. An Asian man and a white woman are 59% more likely to be divorced. An Asian woman and a white man are 4% more likely to be divorced. But this is the crown of the study. A white man and a black woman are 44% less likely to get divorced. Pretty interesting, isn't it, my sister?
The statistics says it all. I carried out my own research and I found similar data on different articles. The first guy that spoke said black women are the reason why men are not getting married to them. No, the problem lies with the black men mainly. The black women also have their own issue. They have their own problem. But if the black man marries a white woman and the divorce rate is 200%, and a black woman marries a white man and the divorce rate is 44%, what does that tell you? The problem is with the black man, because there's a high divorce rate between black men and black women in marriage. If a black man does have a high divorce rate with a white woman and still has a high divorce rate with a black woman, then the problem lies within the black man, because we've seen from statistics that the marriage between a black woman and a white man does have 44% divorce rate. So the problem obviously lies within the black man. Like I said, black women have their own issues as well, but the majority of the problem lies within the black man.
Been out with black women or approached black women, and before they even knew me, they said, how many kids you got? How many baby mamas you got? Dating outside my race, I haven't had no issues like that at all.
I absolutely love when these kind of black males say stuff like, oh, we don't date black women. No, hun, black women don't date you. Because let's just keep it a buck. Like, let's just keep it honest. The black males that act like they don't date black women are just the black males that black women have passed up on for years because something is wrong with them. Come on now. Black women don't date you. It's not the other way around.
A lot of black men have taken to Twitter to share reasons why they don't date black women. This is not a discovery. This is not flash news. This is not a secret. It's out there. Men are talking. Let's hear some reasons why black men are not dating black women.
This tweet asks, why don't black men date black women? And let me just say that this question is a fallacy, because the majority of black men do indeed date black women. So I'm going to rephrase the question and ask, why are black women the least desired group of women so difficult to date, maintain long-term relationships with, and marry? And the answer is simple for me, because a significant percentage of black women suffer from what I call maniac syndrome. Masculine attitudes, disagreeable, wanting to be in charge and in control, using aggressive verbiage, tones, and mannerisms, and engaging in phallic swinging contests with their men. Neurotic, insecurity, overthinking, negative assumptions, overreacting, and acting on impulse whenever they're overwhelmed with negative thoughts or feelings. Independent, This obsession with proving to the world that they can do anything and everything without men to signify how strong that they are. Accountability, a concept that they can't seem to hold. And confrontational, perceiving everything that they dislike or disagree with as disrespectful or insulting and reacting to it. Where sliders on these characteristics tend to be abnormally high relative to other cultures of women.
Here are top 10 reasons black men listed are responsible for the reason why black women have the lowest marriage rate. They have nasty attitude and disposition. They are uncooperative and opposed to leadership. They are masculine and lack femininity. They don't value their virtues. They don't prioritize fitness. They disregard global ethic image. They said black women are egotistic and they reject criticism. They said black women are not loyal, unwilling to invest or build. They said black women don't tend to their man's ego. Black women don't tend to black men's ego. Black women don't have grounded sense of healthy submissiveness. So this is what the men are saying. They want black women to tend to their ego. They want black women to be submissive to them. Interesting.
I don't date black women now because of past experiences. They like to place that strong personality on you, and sometimes you just kind of just like, stay in a woman's place. Black women so angry.
Was your mother angry?
To a certain degree, yes. She had that anger inside of her, but she made sure that she didn't pass it on to me. I see how she handles that, and she gives off that vibe that I get from women here. But when it came to me and how she approached me and taught me about women, she said, don't deal with this.
Therefore, the guy that said that black women are aggressive, I think he should take it up with his mom. He's broken. The way they brought him up is the problem. His mom is the aggressive one, and he admitted that. So he should try and go for therapy and heal rather than transferring aggression to black women. Rather than blaming other black women, he should blame his mom and deal with his issues.
Black women are single because they want to get paid for being in a relationship.
We all know black women's preference. Those people don't like to go on dates. Those people they can't afford to splurge on you. Those people are not trying to get married. They're not trying to be faithful to you in a relationship. They have a track record of abandoning their children. So a woman who's engaging with those type of people, she says, how can I come up? I'm giving him my body. I'm giving him my time. How can I get anything back? And she requires money. And he still refuses to provide even that. So this chronic singleness is self-imposed because there are men who understand the assignment. Black women are more loyal to these type of people than they are themselves, because there are plenty of men of other cultures, of other races, who have no problem giving you what you want without all the pushback. So black women want to be loyal to black love, and black men, this is what they get. This is what they get, and they deserve it.
Black men are the best athletes, the best rappers, the best comedians, the best actors, even the best pastors. You will always be my number one desire. No other race, in my opinion, is more attractive and charming than a black man. But despite my attraction, I would not allow you to make me a single mother, your girlfriend for 10 years, destroy my credit or my life just to be picked by you. I will gladly cross over to the other side and put on my cowgirl boots and be ready to go hiking with Billy at 9 a.m. sharp than to sit around and wait for you to get your life together. So I'll give you that credit. You are my number one desire. But I will not allow my desires to supersede my need of love and protection and safety. I won't allow my desires to overrule that. And I wouldn't encourage other women to wait on you to get your life together. And the sad truth is this: when we do wait on you to get your life together, and we put our life on hold for you, and when we invest in you and give you resources and pour into you, when you make it, you leave us to fend for ourselves, and you choose the woman at the finish line. And
most black women really what black men are accusing them of. I know we have the good, the bad, and ugly in both genders. Are black men really what black women say about them, the negative things they say about them? Do they struggle with taking care of their kids? Are they irresponsible? Do they have financial struggles? Are they ditching school? Are they being nuisance? Is this really the case, or is this just a propaganda to create divide amongst the blacks in the black community?
Why are black women the least likely to be married? And the answer is actually very simple. Our men are the least stable. This has a lot of historical background, and I'm honestly not bashing the men. It's unfortunate that the propaganda being sold is solely placed on black women, calling us undesirable, hard to deal with, and other things, when in reality, these things have been strategically done.
What do children do? They spend their money on the things that they like.
Right.
And they beg their parents for the things that they need. Is that not black America? $2 billion on Air Jordans every year.
You're right.
$4 billion on liquor, $30 billion on hair and beauty, nearly $1 billion on chicken, turkey, beef, and pork, multiple billion on video games, multiple million on children's cologne. But half the black boys in America in 4th grade can't read on their grade level.
That's a fact.
Half the black boys in America in 8th grade can't read on their grade level. But we spending $21 million on cologne. I don't excuse nothing another race does to my people. Because as a human being, you should be able to practice decency, whether you're dealing with a billionaire or somebody who's dead, broken, homeless on the street. You understand me?
Definitely.
But we have to look in the mirror too and look at how we make it easy for people to disrespect us. Because how does a people in your condition have the time to engage in this type of tomfoolery over here?
What I really want black women to understand is that we are to be accepting of our positioning as the least desirable in society. We should get the memo that nobody really wants a black woman. Thus, if anybody was to find themselves willing to take up with us, we should be happy, we should be grateful, and we should shut up about it. And if you are a black woman that dares to push back.
First of all, let's be clear. It's not that black women are undesirable. The personality of a lot of black modern women is undesirable. The stigma of you feel like you don't need a man, can't nobody tell you nothing. The mindset of a lot of black women is undesirable. And instead of dealing with the root of the issues, sometimes we want to just play like, oh my goodness, nobody want black women. Where you getting that from? The truth is, a lot of black women are a product of a generation of other black women screaming to the top of their lungs, I don't need a man. And when you carry that same type of ideology, you carry that into your mindset and in the way that you show up in relationships, then it's not that black women are undesirable. You may be undesirable. Your personality may be undesirable. The idea that you want to emasculate black men, that is what's undesirable. So let's not confuse the two.
Let's talk about emasculating black men. This problem is deep-rooted in history. Back in the days when they had the whole trade, the slave trade and all that, we had so many cases of the master sleeping with a married woman. Sometimes it's been done in front of the husband. What do you think the repercussion of that would be? Definitely the man is going to feel less of a man, and the woman, depending on the type of woman involved, she will start having those feeling of, I don't need a man, I don't need you, you're not useful to me. Obviously the man is not useful to the woman anymore because she services the master. The master gives her all she needs, provides for her. That makes the man useless. So it's deep rooted in history, and if this is not corrected, the problem will linger. Taking it back to history, the masters made the men feel useless, and over time they followed through that path. This is not an excuse for a guy of this modern age to be responsible. We are no longer in that age. So these days you have the opportunity that your parents, your grandparents, your ancestors didn't have those days. I don't think traits like that are genetic. You can change it. It's not ingrained in your DNA. You can change it. You can make a difference. You can break that ancestral trend if you want to. All you have to do is become responsible and stop using that as an excuse. To me, no guy, no man in this day and age should feel emasculated by a woman. Rather, you should focus on leveling up. Don't settle for less. Level up. Do what you're supposed to do. Build your stuff and be there for your family. Don't go around having kids everywhere and expecting the woman to feed you and feed those kids. Nobody is ready for that. The women are working hard, trying to be a better version of themselves. They are going to school, but the men, that's not the case for them. I know some people might argue and say the system favors women than it does favor men. You can prove that. But regardless, you should not let that hinder you. If you're focused on being a better version of yourself, you should not let anything hinder you. The ball is in your court.
Girl, black men are the hardest group of men to date. And if you don't believe me, you can look at the divorce rates. Black men that marry black women get a divorce rate that's at 100% higher than the average. Black men that marry white women are at a 200% divorce rate increase. Black women that date non-black men are anywhere from 20 to 44% less in divorce rate. Why am I saying this? I'm saying this because most black women are dating and marrying black men, and there are certain challenges involved with that I think are important, so I wanted to share those with you so you understood. Am I saying that I don't want you to be with a black man? Not at all. 2/3 of my clients actually end up with black men, but I want to make sure that you're vetting them very well so that you get healthy, healed black men. Okay? Okay, so what am I talking about? First, let's talk about mom. Girl, in the 90s, 75% of the households, black households, were single mother households. So black men generally have two relationships with their mother. Either they were a mesh, so entitled, and they think that they're the prize and they are looking for women to be mothers, or their mother was very highly critical, judgmental. So a lot of black men are actually running away from black women because they're running away from their mothers. So a question that you want to ask if you're dating a black guy is ask him about his relationship with his mother. Yeah? Okay, number 2, money. Unfortunately, because black men are less educated and some, systematic prejudices, racism, discrimination, black men are not making as much money as probably they need to be. But also, they're making less money than black women. So, and this is the only kind of racial group where this happens. And so, it is very hard to find a black man that is making more than you. And if that is the case, oftentimes, black men will feel emasculated and often try to humble you and control you because they don't feel like they're in financial control. So that makes it a little bit challenging when you're dealing with black men. Fourthly, you have to understand something. There are 100 black women to 88 black men. So what that means is, and if you went to college, you understood this gender ratio gap. It means that oftentimes men have more power because there are fewer of them. So it means that they're going to have lower commitment rates and higher abandonment rates because they're going to have other women waiting for them, which isn't necessarily the case for black women because there's so much more of them. And if you are in a bigger city, it's going to be even worse, right? It's actually like 25% more black women than black men. So it makes it harder to date them.
I'm not here to create any form of divide, but to promote togetherness. I believe black men and black women should come together, sit down, have a conversation. I believe dialogue can solve this problem. They should look beyond ancestral issues. They should put behind them whatever their ancestors did, whatever their parents did, whatever anger their parents are holding on to. They should put that behind and talk about how to create a better community. The men should focus on how they will better themselves, how they will become better fathers, how they will level up. The men have to stay away from drugs, drinking, gambling, all them social vices that make them irresponsible. They need to put on the cap of responsibility, because if you need to be a man, you need to be responsible. You can't be walking around sagging, living a responsible life and expecting people to take you seriously, expecting people to count you as responsible adult. It's not going to happen. So you need to level up and you need to teach people how to treat you. That's life. You teach people how to treat you. For the ladies, they need to calm down their high horses when the men are being responsible. I don't think any normal thinking lady would want to disrespect a good man that is making effort. Some people are weird. Some people are strange. I'm not talking about those people. I'm talking about normal people. I don't think any normal lady that has a good man and the man is obviously making effort will want to run the man down, want to talk down on the man and disrespect the man. That's not usually the case. So men should do their part and good women will do their part. Don't become a liability to a woman. Don't date a woman because you want to use her as a ladder. Don't do that. You're married, you don't have a job, and you're not making effort to get a job. No woman will be happy with that, honestly. And you don't want anyone to see you as a liability, especially when you're supposed to assume the role of the head of the family. That's a double blow. You're not coming forward and that seat is vacant. And you don't want a woman to occupy that seat because you're most likely not to like the treatment you might receive from her.
Nowadays, statistically, black men are the most involved fathers in the United States, bro.
That's a fact.
Like more of us are going to school. We making the most money we've ever made. More of us are going to therapy, bro. So to say like what can we do? Like, bro, continue doing y'all thing. Continue making space for y'all. We making space for ourselves, fam. Like, we
The
unpacking
complaint
this
always
shit.
seems like no one's helping you. No one's doing it. Women don't want to help you. We just want to use y'all. We just want to abuse y'all. So us
I
asking.
didn't say that.
That's exactly what the fuck you said, bro.
No, I didn't. I said we subscribe to a narrative that's harmful to black men. Rewind the damn tape.
It's on tape. Hold on, guys.
When was the last time I talked, bruh?
Rewind the tape. Rewind the tape.
I'm a black man. I subscribe. I did not set.
Okay, so I can give you that.
I did not build the standard.
Right,
I
so-
build no system. The most I can do is subscribe.
Why can't we not just have a conversation instead of
Thank
going
you.
back and forth?